Hello, and welcome to the 110th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, coming to you live from the pool here at Casa de Bruckert with another exciting local beer from Ivanhoe Park Brewing in Orlando, the Toboggan Blonde Ale. I'm going to go ahead and start pouring this, and we'll talk about it. This is a local brewery here in Orlando. The Blonde Ale clocks in at 5% alcohol by volume, so it's perfect for a blonde ale. And the color that you get from a blonde ale is more of a dark golden, which spot on. They hit the color for a blonde ale, so it should be good. And Toboggan, I always thought was an interesting name, especially here in the summertime, considering how hot it is. You don't think of tobogganing much, but I used to toboggan a lot when I was much younger. The blonde ale actually means like easy drinking and visually appealing. You get a lot of malts, and then a good blonde ale, they use the Belgian yeast, which I think they use in this. Now this beer, like I said, clocks in at 5%. It's a tough rating because it's a local brewery. They say 3.5 out of 5. I would give it a little bit higher than that. As a matter of fact, there's a great malty sweetness to this. So I'm going to go ahead. One thing you don't see here, which is kind of surprising, you don't get that good head. Maybe it's how I poured it. I'm not going to blame it on the beer because there are, some fuzzies coming up. So anyway, let's go ahead and taste it here. So you do get the smell of that good yeast that they use in a blonde ale. And I'm not going to say I haven't had this beer because I have. I've had many of them. As a matter of fact, I think I've gone through almost a case of this beer. So I'm pretty much an expert, you might say, on it. They do use some really nice spices to add a good flavor along with that good Belgian yeast. So it's just a delicious drinking blonde. Now, when you talk about a Belgian-style blonde, obviously it's the Belgian yeast, but there's also, that's kind of the lower end, you might say, of the strength of the beers for Belgian beers. You'll go from a blonde to a double to a triple to a quad, so they kind of progressively get stronger with each one of them. But this is the lower ring, but so it's a light, easy drinking, visually appealing, like we said, good, just quality, everyday drinking and beer. You should drink it between this beer. You should drink it between 40 and 45 degrees, which will be the perfect temperature. I've got mine a little bit warmer right now, but that's just because we're sitting out in the hot sun. So anyway, great poolside, beachside, whenever you want to drink this beer, it's perfect because it can be a light, refreshing, easy drinking pool beer, all the way up to an evening time, relaxing, chilling out beer. So good stuff, great quality beer. Ivanhoe Park, they did a really good job on this. And if you catch it at the right time, you might get, like I did, a great deal on a case of this beer because I got a great deal on this beer, which I'm very excited about. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends and they tell your friends about how much fun we're having drinking beer and talking about here on Beer Issues. And make sure that they tell their friends so everybody knows, okay? And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.